Some of it is black ice, and of course that stuff is treacherous to meet on the highway. Live look at Storm Alert Doppler radar. Winter storm watch is in effect for tonight and through tomorrow for freezing rain. Yes, we are waiting for a rather nasty storm system to come through. The reason being is that offshore flow is going to kick in today. Still bring us this cold weather, but then rain moves in tonight. So this morning we will start off with temperatures in the 20s, very cold, partly cloudy skies. It's currently 30 degrees here in the metro area with 75% humidity. And here are some other current numbers around the region. 30 in Vancouver, it's 29 in Hillsborough, and 30 in Salem. That offshore flow continues today, so hence the reason it's going to be so cold. And then the rain moves in later on tonight. 5-day forecast, 10-day trend. Tomorrow morning especially, very messy as the roads will be icy. When it changes back over to rain, it should occur tomorrow morning sometime in the late morning hours. How severe this is going to get? Well, it's going to be one of those situations where we're going to have to wait and see, and it's really hard to say exactly how much ice accumulation we're going to get. This storm doesn't have a lot of rain with it, but some of it will come down as freezing rain, especially near the gorge and in the North Portland area. Further south you are, the better off you are at not seeing that freezing rain.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Julia.
Well, let's check the commute. Let's go to Travis. Travis.
Good morning. Everything looking great so far this morning. No major delays or accidents to tell you about. As we take a look here at our beat the traffic, you can see it is all green everywhere in the downtown Portland metro area right now. As we take a look on the Banfield outside, clear as well. As we show beat the traffic right on target this morning. It is problem-free from 205 all the way into I-5, about a 5 to 7 minute commute. On the west side, no problems on 217 or northbound I-5. And as we take a look outside at the Sunset, pretty low volume this morning. Not too many folks out there on the roadways just yet. And traffic is moving very well. Helen and Carl, back to you.
Okay, Travis, thank you for the help.
It is 5:23. They say quick thinking and years of experience helped save a bus full of kids after it slid out of control in Hood River. How the driver got it stopped. We'll find out about that at 5:31.
Get your news a half hour earlier today on KATU News at 4:30.
It's Key Home Furnishing's biggest sale of the year. You will save on everything store-wide with incredible 7 to 70% off. And it keeps getting better with over $1 million of quality home furnishings in stock and ready for immediate delivery. It's Key Home Furnishing's biggest sale of the year. Don't miss this sale.
Free-spirited, living life in high gear, and never ever holding back. That's you and that's Chevy. Now every 2007 SUV and light-duty truck comes with the GM 100,000-mile warranty. Buy or lease an eligible Chevy SUV or Silverado and receive 2 season passes to Mount Bachelor valued at almost $2,000. Qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on this 07 Tahoe 1LT 4x4 for around $399 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your Northwest Chevy dealer today.
We have breaking news at this hour. Imagine not having access to vital news during an emergency. I'm KATU's Natalie Marmion. Now, this information is available to everyone through closed captioning. Because situations like this are so important, KATU was the first station in the area to add real-time closed captions to their broadcast. And now, KATU captions 100% of its programming. With closed captioning, you can see what you're missing. KATU, the spirit of the Northwest.
Brought to you by Pacific Power.
Mattress World's your source for a better night's sleep.
Choices of latex, innerspring, memory foam, adjustables, and even air beds.
Brands like Sealy, Simmons, Carrington Chase, Comfortpedic, and Stearns & Foster.
Always get 1 year, no interest, no payments, and nobody beats our price, quality, service, and selection. Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
Price and comfort are guaranteed. If we can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, then the mattress is free.
Whether you're furnishing one item, a complete room, or your entire home, now is the time to save during Key Home Furnishing's biggest sale of the year. With 7 to 70% off, immediate delivery available, this is an incredible sale. Key Home Furnishing's biggest sale of the year. Don't miss this sale.
Whoa. Chocolate Yoplait. This is like Zen wrapped in karma, dipped in chocolate. Good.
Getting a foot massage while shoe shopping.
For chocolate-covered heels. Good.
Of course.
Yoplay's oh-so-indulgent chocolate mousse whips. It is so good.
This is like dating a masseuse good.
Indulge in 3 new Yoplait whips. Dulce de leche, chocolate mint, and creamy latte.
KATU's Beat the Traffic is brought to you by Town & Country Dealerships. Drive home happy.
Welcome back. It is 5:26. 2 retail giants are getting into the movie download business.
Here with that and more, ABC's Taida Hernandez.
Good morning. Here are this morning's Tech Bites from ABC News. Walmart is testing a new movie download service. The retail giant is taking a slightly different approach, bundling digital with DVD. Starting Tuesday, customers who buy the Superman Returns DVD can choose one of 3 download options. They can buy a version for portable devices, one for computers, or both. Walmart plans on trying the service with other movies in coming months. Blockbuster is also looking to get into the movie download business as it tries to find a partner. But the company doesn't see online services causing a problem for its current line of business. Blockbuster CEO thinks downloading high-definition DVDs is too slow right now and will scare customers away. TiVo is launching a new service in an attempt to reach customers who skip commercials. It's called Program Placement, and it gives users the option to view an advertisement at the end of the show they're watching. TiVo is hoping it will help advertisers tap into a more targeted audience. Nokia has taken the wraps off 4 new cell phones. They're entry-level and mid-range phones, with the highlight being the ultra-slim 6600, coming in at about 13 millimeters thick. Nokia says it is overhauling the way it makes phones to focus on slimmer handsets. Finding the Fab Four music online is pretty much impossible. The Beatles have resisted making their catalog available to digital download services, but Fortune is reporting a deal in the works with Apple. If completed, iTunes would have exclusive rights to the Beatles' music for a limited time. The magazine says there is even talk of a Beatles-branded iPod. And finally, here's an umbrella you won't want to lose. Researchers in Japan have reportedly developed a prototype umbrella with internet access, a video projector, and a digital camera. Pictures can be uploaded to Flickr, while videos can go straight to YouTube. No word on how it holds up to wind and rain. And those are your Tech Bites. I'm Taina Hernandez.
This morning's Tech Bites brought to you by Kellogg's Smart Start Healthy Heart Cereal.
What's your cereal's IQ? It's an odd question, but some cereals are brighter than others. When it comes to your heart, Smart Start is pretty intelligent. It's designed to help lower cholesterol. Smart, right? But what makes it a heart health scholar? It has potassium and low sodium to help lower blood pressure, too. Pretty simple and very smart. And did I tell you how great it tastes? I didn't? How dumb of me.
Kellogg's Smart Start Healthy Heart. For your heart, start smart.
In the Northwest, it can rain 200 inches a year. Not a problem for new Oralast wood. At the coast, high humidity is always knocking on the door. No sweat for Oralast. In the South, termites can eat 1,000 pounds of wood a year, but they won't eat Oralast wood. Oralast, the first ever worry-free wood. Gelwin windows and doors. Reliability for real life.
If you're a man over 50, it's time to take the Avidart quiz. Are you always going? Do you have trouble going? Are you going at night? Maybe you think you have a going problem. But what if it's a growing problem? What if it's not your bladder, but instead you have an enlarging prostate? 50% of men over 50 do. And you may be able to do something about that going and growing with Avidart. Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avidart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms. Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition, such as prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Avidart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avidart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Have you called your doctor? Avidart, for your growing problem.
It would have gone through my car and right through my room and kept going.
Coming up on KATU News this morning, a bus driver managed to get her rig under control after it slid down an icy hill.
Hear more from a witness about that close call.
Good morning. This is KATU News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. 5:30.
Thanks for joining us on this very cold morning. We've got lots going on to tell you about. We've got Travis with a look at the commute and Julia with our weather. So let's go first to Julia.
Good morning, everyone. Well, luckily, it's not quite as cold as forecast this morning, thanks to a very thin cloud layer across the area. That's helping to insulate us just a little bit. Let's look at Storm Alert Doppler radar. The biggest thing to come up next is tonight's forecast. The winter storm watch is in effect from tonight through tomorrow. freezing rain is fairly likely tonight, folks, so tomorrow morning's commute may be a bit of a mess. At the moment, it's 30 degrees in Portland. We've got 30 in Vancouver, 30 in Salem, and 29 in Hillsborough. So still below freezing in many spots. By noon, we should be up to around 34 degrees. We're only going to see a high of about 38, and we'll drop back down to 36 by 5 o'clock with increasing clouds and that freezing rain developing. We'll have details on that a little later on. But first, let's go to Travis.
Good morning. Our roadways are accident-free and problem-free at this point. No major issues to tell you about, so your commute right now is a good one. And as you can see right now on Beat the Traffic, no problems out there. We can see everything looking good heading in and out of downtown. We'll take a look outside right now, southbound I-5 at the Interstate Bridge. Traffic moving very well at Delta Park. We'll have a complete Beat the Traffic update for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Travis.
Well, the cold weather that more or less spared the Portland metro area hit the gorge hard.
And icy roads in Hood River caused an accident involving a school bus. KATU's Anita Kasey shows us what happened.
This is rubber from the tire.
Garth Harden picked quite a week to move to Hood River and quite a motel. His room dead center to the 13th Street Hill.
And I just happened to look up and saw this Leviathan bearing down on me, and it just scared the wee out of me, no doubt.
This is where that school bus landed.
And all we saw was this bus sticking up out of the snow.
Its tail not far from power lines, but on this icy day, it could have been so much worse. The driver and 6 students were headed down to May Street Elementary, but the bus's chains, no match for this slick corner.
Chains are really good if the tires are rolling.
As the ice took control, the bus careened out of control, but somehow in the chaos, the driver managed to maneuver just enough, narrowly missing a big rig and passing right in between 2 poles.
It's the equivalent of a woolly mammoth through the eye of a needle.
The driver then steered past the motel, the cars parked in front, up over an embankment, ending up nose first in the snow.
She put her bus right through 2 signs without hitting them, and I think that got the bus slowed down enough to where when she went over the embankment, it was just kind of a gentle fall off the embankment.
To think that nobody got hurt, that none of the kids were injured, that she herself wasn't injured is just, it's almost, you know, it's as if God had a hand in this, you know, as sure as the sun is going to rise tomorrow morning.
Anita Kasey, KATU News.
The bus very well could have continued down the hill, but rescuers say the driver steered so well she got it to stop. 10 more feet and they think the bus would have flipped. A testament, they say, to the driver's 30 years of experience behind the wheel.
Well, state police blame the winter-like conditions for some of the deadly accidents. Over the holiday weekend, 7 people were killed in 6 separate crashes on Oregon roads. Troopers also made 59 drunk driving arrests over the extended holiday weekend. That's a 31% increase over the same period last year. They handed out about 900 speeding tickets, and we expect statistics for Washington later this week.
Getting around in downtown Portland is about to get easier. Starting this week, construction crews are taking a break to make shopping and driving a little easier in the heart of the city. Some critical street work will continue, but most of the construction activity will be suspended through the end of the year.
A submarine crewman from Oregon plans to plead guilty in connection with an espionage case. Third-class petty officer Ariel Weinman of Salem is accused of stealing a Navy laptop computer and trying to give it to a foreign government. Weinman was stationed aboard the submarine USS Albuquerque and had access to classified weapons systems information. His attorney now says Weinman will plead guilty next week to some of the 6 charges against him. An espionage conviction could bring a sentence of life in prison.
Right before the holidays, the town of Centralia, Washington has lost a lot of jobs. TransAlta Corporation announced it has closed its coal mine in Centralia, putting 600 employees out of work. TransAlta will immediately stop extracting coal from the mine. Company officials say the mine has been deteriorating and is no longer economical to operate. TransAlta is the largest employer in Lewis County.
The Clackamas man who attacked a neighbor's dog with an axe will spend 1 month in jail. Corey Kimball was sentenced on a first-degree misdemeanor. He must also attend anger management classes. In August, Kimball sliced a 10-month-old puppy over and over again in the head while he was drunk. The puppy survived but suffered deep gashes to his head and to his legs as well. The dog's owner isn't sure how the puppy got out of the backyard. It did have a locked gate.
God, the puppy's doing better. It is 5:36 with all the cold weather and the ice. Many people are looking to get new tires. Coming up at 5:46, some simple ways you can know if you need to upgrade your traction on the road.
You know what? They need extra traction up in Seattle.
Oh, they sure do.
Next, see how this effort to help a woman free her car ended.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
The Luna Eye Center is dedicated to making LASIK affordable for everyone in the Portland-Beaverton area. Now you can get state-of-the-art LASIK starting at just $295 per eye, and you pay nothing for an entire year. Call 1-800-886-8080 day or night. The ultimate in LASIK technology, starting at $295 per eye, and you pay nothing for an entire year. Luna Eye Centers now offer convenient locations in the Portland-Beaverton area. Get LASIK, pay nothing now. Call 1-800-886-8080. Restrictions apply, subject to financing approval.
Survivor tip number 6. How to survive the return of the in-laws. Remain calm, create a diversion, induce food coma.
Then escape to your Northwest Ford stores to get 0% for 60 plus $1,000 cash or up to $5,500 cash back. For 10 days only, your Northwest Ford stores will make your first payment of up to $500.
And remember, remain calm with the Survivor tip of the year. Only during the Thanksgiving sales event at your Northwest Ford stores.
Happiness runs in a circular motion. Thought is like a little boat upon the sea. Happiness runs, happiness runs. Happiness
New Fruity Cheerios. With a touch of real fruit juice and 25% less sugar.
Because happiness runs in a circular motion. Happiness runs.
What tastes good is good.
Happiness runs, happiness runs.
At Gresham Toyota, we know how pushy salespeople make us feel uncomfortable because we're regular consumers too. So we've made it easy. Use the Just Looking badge and relax with absolutely zero sales pressure. You can just look. And we'll be ready to help and answer your questions when you're ready. At Gresham Toyota, we believe in our product, the best cars made. But come out and see for yourself. Come out and see the difference at Gresham Toyota.
This segment of K2 News brought to you in part by Eggland's Best.
In Federal Way, Washington, Little Hills proved to be big problems for folks who aren't used to driving around in the snow. Several Good Samaritans pushed this driver free, but she kept her tires locked and just slid farther down the hill and into the back of a truck. And you can see how the frustrated driver is almost in tears as she throws her paper in disgust and waits for a tow truck. Don't blame her.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yes, absolutely.
Today around here, good driving conditions. As far as we can tell, let's check up again. Beat the traffic with Travis DeBurse.
Good morning. Things so far so good on the roadways. No accidents to report on these side streets or on the freeways this morning. As we take a look at Beat the Traffic, everything is clear heading in and out of Vancouver on I-5 and on I-205 over here at the Glen Jackson Bridge. We'll take a look outside at Airport Way. Things moving very smoothly over there at this point of the morning. Everything else pretty clear as well. Northbound I-5 problem-free on your way up from the Wilsonville area. Looking good there through the Terwilliger curves outside of Capitol Highway. Problem-free over there as well. And again, no accidents on any side streets or on our freeways, so traffic moving very well to start our Wednesday morning. Helen and Carl, back to you.
All right, thanks for the help, Travis.
All right, Julie's here with a look at our weather forecast. I've got my cousins from Hawaii staying with us,
yeah?
and man, are they...
Culture shock.
Yes, completely. Bundled up like crazy to go to bed.
Well, this morning you want to bundle up because it's cold outside. Now, it's not as icy, thank goodness, because we haven't had the snowfall or the moisture around this morning. There are still some patches of ice here and there, so keep that in mind as you head out the door. It may be a bit slick in some spots, and of course, if you live in an area where ice typically accumulates, watch out. In the meantime, we are watching this next system that is about to come inland. Today, we have this offshore flow that's bringing in cold air from the east. But as this warm front approaches and the cold front behind it does, well, it's overrunning some pretty cold air. So we will see some freezing rain overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning's commute may be close to a nightmare, I would venture to say. So watch out. 30 degrees at the moment in Portland, 29 in Hillsborough, 28 in Aurora. So this afternoon we will see a fairly nice day. It may be breezy at times, but clouds will begin to increase. It will remain fairly cold. Not expecting anything in the way of rainfall today. It's tonight when we start to see things change. Freezing rain does arrive. There's a winter storm watch in effect for our area. It's going to happen sometime between 10 p.m. and midnight when the rain will start. The greatest chance for freezing rain will be the North Portland area and near the west side of the gorge. And of course, it will cause a rather messy commute tomorrow. And in the meantime, today, partly cloudy skies at the coast, easterly winds, temperatures in the 40s, upper 30s in the valley. With the partly cloudy skies there, and of course it'll be windier the closer you are to the gorge as those east winds come out of that region. Up in the mountains, mostly sunny with 25 at Government Camp, and on the east side, partly cloudy skies there. Should be a rather nice day in both central Oregon and in eastern Oregon. Baker City up to 24, as well as Burns, 25 in John Day. And in the Columbia Basin, a very similar story. Should be nice there, calm winds thanks to that easterly flow. And near Troutdale, breezy at times today with 37 degrees, 31 in Stevenson. And here in Portland, we start off on the chilly side, 26 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Today, we should see some sunshine, so we should reach a high of about 38. And then overnight tonight is when that freezing rain will come. Tomorrow morning, do stay tuned to KATU. It will be rather messy, and we'll be able to give you some ideas of school closures as well as delays and what will be the safest routes to take as far as where the de-icing trucks will be and all that good stuff. So keep in mind tomorrow morning may be a bit of an issue.
I love the description, close to a nightmare.
Close to a nightmare.
Okay.
Not going to sleep tonight, that's for sure.
Thank you, Julia.
It is 5:42. They're going in different directions, and we now know where the Ducks and Beavers will be playing this postseason. Find out at 5:50.
We'll talk bowl games, and we'll talk about all the cold weather, how it's affecting people this morning as they're getting ready to work. There's a live picture, actually not a live picture, but it's a picture out at the Gateway Transit Center where people are bundled up.
Almost live.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
The new model year is off to a hot start during the Dodge Premier event. The all-new Nitro is pumping adrenaline alongside the fuel-efficient new Dodge Caliber. They join the newly redesigned Durango, Dakota with best-in-class overall interior room, and Dodge Ram, the longest-lasting line of pickups.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months or cash allowances of $7,500 on 06 Ram 1500.
Check out Ram and all of our bold lineup during the Dodge Premier event.
Hi, I'm Ava Lawrence. When it comes to billiards, I only play on the best, and that's Brunswick.
Apollo Pools invite you to visit their exclusive Brunswick showroom, an entire room dedicated to pool tables and accessories. You'll find quality Brunswick craftsmanship in pool tables and cues. Plus, Apollo carries foosball and has a huge selection of bar stools, tables.
See my friends at Apollo Billiards and Pools for the very best in Brunswick tables and accessories.
Introducing Chase Freedom. It feels like no other credit card in the world. And it works like no other card, too. Feel free to choose cash back. And then change to points. And then change again, all with the same card and without losing a thing. That's freedom. Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Give your home the gift of new flooring and save 50%. Call Empire today during our Home for the Holidays sale. We'll bring samples of durable hardwood and easy care laminate right to your home. And we'll install your new flooring next day. You'll save 50% and make no payments till 2008. You'll even get a free turkey. So call Empire today. Give your home the gift of new flooring and save 50% now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Folks, you've got my word. No games, no gimmicks. Just straight on selling on over 450 vehicles, all for immediate delivery. Now look at this 06 HHR, only $14,995. Or this 06 Uplander, only $13,995. Now here's a great buy, an 06 Cobalt, only $10,995, and it makes it a super buy. Come out today. You know the place. That's Bruce Chevrolet in Hillsboro, a name you can trust.
You're watching K2 News this morning with Helen Raptors, Carl Click, and weather with Julia Radley. K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Welcome back, everybody. 5:45. If you haven't noticed, it is cold out there this morning. We're not expecting as many traffic problems as yesterday, but then again, we do maybe for tomorrow.
Yeah, K2's Colleen Nelson joins us live from the Gateway Transit Center, where commuters are out in the cold, just like Colleen. Freezing this morning, Colleen?
That's right, Helen and Carl. It's a little chilly out here, and then with a little bit of a breeze that comes through, one of our friends here at TriMet was taking the wind chill factor, and it's about 16 degrees out here with that little bit of a breeze. My mouth is starting to freeze up. But as you can see behind me here, people are trying to bundle up to stay warm out here as they get ready to hop on the MAX this morning, which is an option for a lot of people who might be worried about the ice this morning. Not really a lot of ice out there, and the roads are pretty dry, but as Julia mentioned earlier, there are a few patches here and there, especially in roads that are less traveled or up in the hills, so drivers definitely need to be careful. But those who take MAX daily, either way, regardless of the weather, and for those who are hopping on during this time of very cold weather, TriMet wants people to know that it is spending about $285,000 for ice caps this year, and those are designed to help prevent ice buildup on the MAX overhead power wires during winter storms. So they are also doing a little bit extra during this time to try to keep their machinery working during this very, very cold weather. And here is a look at what some people had to say about this cold weather out here this morning.
Well, TriMet's going to be here in about 3 minutes. So I stayed in my car just as long as I could.
I hunt a lot, so I'm used to the cold weather.
Yes, so some people are used to the cold weather out here. As you can see, though, people bundled up today with their hats and pretty much putting on every kind of layer that they can squeeze under their jackets. I know that I did this morning. I've got probably about 4 layers on. I kind of feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But we're going to keep checking in with commuters as they make their way in to work this morning. Reporting live at the Gateway Park and Ride, Colleen Nelson, KATU News.
All right, Colleen, we do appreciate the effort out there this morning. With the cold weather and the ice, many people are buying snow tires. K2's Tom Jensen reports some winter tire know-how could save you some money and peace of mind.
Yep, everybody's hitting
At this Les Schwab dealer, Jeremy Portwood is the winter tire expert.
A tire is legally worn out at 2/32 seconds.
No need for a special tool to check legal traction. Slip a penny upside down in your tread. If you see the top of Lincoln's head, it's not legally safe. Tread at least to the middle of Lincoln's head is recommended. Portwood checks my tread with a different test.
Well, basically, your tire's looking in real good shape yet, so you can see that the wear bar block's right there, and you're still quite a bit above it.
Newer tires have wear blocks.
There's a little block there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a block there, and a little block there, and a little block there. When the tread is actually smooth with that particular block, it's at 2/30 seconds. It's legally worn out.
A mark my rear tires are close to reaching.
It might be a good idea to get a couple more tires here in the near future.
What tires should you get if you have traction trouble like me?
Basically, a stud is designed for ice-type situations, so it's the best for ice-type situations. Break down the ice and give you better traction. A studless type works real good in snow-type situations and wet pavement, things of that sort.
Studless tires cost a little less than studded, but you'll pay in lost traction on ice. You might also want traction slits cut into your existing tires. This process, called siping, costs only about $50, but adds up to 30% more traction. And really, the experts say you shouldn't even question whether or not your tires are safe. If you don't have confidence in your tires, it's probably time for new ones. In Northeast Portland, Tom Jensen, K2 News.
And Tom reminds us, if you're driving up in the mountains this wintertime, you need to bring your chains.
The flu has officially arrived in Oregon. The state's first confirmed case this season has been reported in a 34-year-old man from Washington County. Health officials expect more cases in coming weeks. If you don't have a flu shot already, it is not too late. Oregon has received most of its supply of vaccine, and flu shot clinics are still being scheduled. Washington has yet to see its first case of the flu this season.
President Bush has left a NATO summit in the Balkans this morning. He is now heading to the Middle East. The president will land in Jordan later today for talks with Iraq's Prime Minister, Nouri al-Maliki, and Jordan's King Abdullah. Some U.S. officials now have serious doubts as to whether Prime Minister Maliki is able or even willing to quell the violence that is killing so many of his people.
Questions to him will be, what do we need to do to succeed? What is your strategy in dealing with the sectarian violence?
And the sectarian and insurgent violence shows little sign of letting up as car bombs and suicide bombers continue to explode in central Baghdad and across the country. 2 more Iraqis died in a roadside bombing just this morning.
The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments this morning in what could be a landmark global warming case. 12 states, 3 cities, a Pacific island, and several environmental groups want the High Court to force the Bush administration to change its policies on global warming. The Bush administration's position is that greenhouse gases are not pollutants, at least according to the Clean Air Act. But that's not true, according to an attorney for the Sierra Club.
If something has a bad impact on a variety of things, including specifically a bad impact on weather or climate, 2 words that appear right in the definition section, you shall take steps to address it and control it.
The Bush administration favors voluntary reductions by industry and the development of new technologies and less government regulation. We expect the Supreme Court's decision sometime next year.
Well, some college football news. The Beavers and Ducks both got their bowl invitations. It is off to El Paso, Texas for Oregon State after the Beavers officially got a spot in the Sun Bowl. That's on December 29th. Not sure yet who the Beavers will be playing. It could be Missouri, Rutgers, maybe West Virginia. Tickets go on sale next Monday by phone at 1-800-GO-BEAVS or in person at Gill Coliseum. Now, the Ducks, they're going to test their luck in Las Vegas on December 21st. It's a matchup with 20th-ranked BYU. Oregon only gets 12,000 tickets, so donors and season ticket holders get first shot. Then any extras will go on sale on Friday. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Julia's back with a look at the weather, and boy, it's cold outside.
It's cold outside this morning. Thank goodness not as much ice, but tomorrow morning it will be an entirely different story. We are expecting some freezing rain to hit the area overnight tonight, so you may want to take the precautions today if you do need to be at work tomorrow or if you need to be at school. I imagine a lot of schools will close or be late tomorrow. In the meantime, winter storm watch is in effect through tomorrow morning for freezing rain or snow. Today, we are starting off cold with 26 degrees, partly cloudy skies, so not as cold as originally thought thanks to the cloud cover. We should reach a high of about 38 degrees, and by 5 o'clock we'll start to see the increasing clouds and the rain will move in later this evening. 30 at the moment in Portland, 20 in Seattle, 32 in Newport, and 28 degrees in Eugene. This is the moisture we're waiting for to come inland. Really, how much freezing rain we get depends on temperature. If the cloud cover comes over and insulates us a little bit and brings us above freezing, we may just see a rain event. But if this cold air continues to stay locked in place, and it is coming through the gorge, a classic freezing rain event for us, then yes, we will see some freezing rain. I'm expecting about a 1/4 inch of precipitation. How much of that actually accumulates as ice is the big question, and it's really going to be a wait-and-see scenario. But do be forewarned, it will be kind of a messy morning tomorrow.
Yeah, depends where you live, depends on the timing of those systems.
Depends on where you're on a hill or not.
We'll be here. Okay, let's see how your drive to work is going right now with Beat the Traffic. Here's
Good
Travis.
morning. Not messy at all out on the roadways this morning. Everything in great shape. We are accident-free and stall-free on our roadways, both the freeways and the side streets. As we take a look here, I-84 is green all the way in from 205 to I-5. We'll take a look outside there. It's at 53rd. You can see traffic moving very well in both directions right now. Much better than we're used to seeing even on a normal day out there. On the west side of town, problem-free as well. A little bit of heavy traffic there on 217 that clears up very quickly, though. Outside on the Sunset at the zoo, everything is moving very well, so we are looking at a great start to our Wednesday morning commute. Helen and Carl?
Okay, Travis, thank you.
It is 5:54 after his second arrest in just a month. Rapper Snoop Dogg could face some serious jail time. What he's charged with this time, next.
This week, we go inside the mysterious minds of our would-be millionaires, sharpening skills.
I know it!
And getting in touch with their inner child. All this week on Millionaire.
Today at 4 on KATU.
Today on AM Northwest.
Are some of your friendships starting to feel more tense than fun? Join Val Baldwin as she tackles a girl's guide to friendships, plus win a gorgeous diamond pendant.
Watch today at 9.
Morning. Wow, someone knows what they're getting this year.
Someone certainly does.
Someone's pretty happy about it, too.
Someone certainly is.
Someone certainly is.
It's that time of year again when you'll find exceptional values on your favorite Lexus vehicles.
Someone's gonna go straighten up the garage.
Someone already did.
See Lexus of Portland.
Mattress World's having a free mattress sale.
Purchase select Sealy, Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, or Stearns & Foster and get a premium guest bed absolutely
free.
Purchase a luxury mattress set and get a second set worth $500 absolutely free.
No interest, no payments for 1 full year and free delivery.
Sale ends November 30th.
Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
We can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, and the mattress is free.
Free-spirited, living life in high gear, and never ever holding back. That's you and that's Chevy. Now every 2007 SUV and light-duty truck comes with the GM 100,000-mile warranty. Buy or lease an eligible Chevy SUV or Silverado and receive 2 season passes to Mount Bachelor valued at almost $2,000. Qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on this 07 Tahoe 1LT 4x4 for around $399 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your Northwest Chevy dealer today.
K2's Beat the Traffic is brought to you by Town and Country Dealerships. Drive home happy.
Welcome back, excuse me, for the second time in the last month. Rapper and actor Snoop Dogg has been arrested.
After leaving a taping of The Tonight Show, Snoop was stopped in Burbank. Inside his vehicle, officers found a gun, cocaine, marijuana, and a secret compartment.
Oh, not so secret anymore.
Yeah, he faces a felony charge for the gun. Earlier this month, he was charged with a felony count of knowingly possessing a deadly weapon, a baton, while trying to board a plane.
And the troubles continue for actor Michael Richards. First, he hurled racial slurs at an audience member at an LA comedy club. Then someone came forward and said Richards made anti-Semitic comments at shows weeks earlier. Now, Richard defended himself by saying he was kidding and that he himself is Jewish. Well, it turns out he isn't. Several Jewish organizations have pointed out that neither of his parents are Jewish and he never converted. Richard's PR guy now says the actor, quote, thinks of himself as Jewish.
5:57 is our time this morning. Still to come here on K2 News this morning.
I heard a series of maybe 5 to 8 more, very loud, sounding like a shotgun. And I told my friend, hey, that sounds like gunshot.
There's a shooting in Salem just hours after an elderly woman was murdered in the same neighborhood. Find out what happened at 6:02.
Love coffee but hate the caffeine? Your favorite cup of decaf can be loaded with caffeine. And that's not all that's in there. K2 News finds out just what's inside your decaf. The buzz about decaf. Tonight at 11 on K2 News. KATU.com. Now with new features and new options. Get personalized storm alert forecasts for your neighborhood. Sign up for K2 News alerts and get the news you want to see. Watch K2 Newscast live with streaming video. Click on KATU.com.
Welcome to the Chair Outlet, the largest chair-only store in the West, where we have chairs for every room in the house. At the Chair Outlet, we have the lowest prices every day with brands like Lane, Best, Ashley, Douglas, and more, so you can get that designer look you want at an outlet price and still take it home today. Come visit the Chair Outlet at 73rd and Southeast Powell in Portland or on Greenberg Road just behind Washington Square and on the web at thechairoutlet.net.
Let us show you how easy a McCord's car or truck purchase can be, or check us out at VancouverToyota.com.
At McCord's, my buying experience was excellent. The minute I walked in there, they were the nicest group of people and the most professional group of people I've ever met, and that's the truth. You can bet my next purchase will be from McCord's.
At McCord's Vancouver Toyota, we appreciate your business and we show it every day. Come see us or check us out at VancouverToyota.com.
If you're looking for a car or a truck, go to McCord's.
Get to Kohl's 50% off sale this Tuesday and Wednesday only. It's our biggest 50% off sale of the year. Get 50% off family sweaters and fleece tops and family outerwear. Take 50% off family boots, all Barbie, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and Tonka toys, and frames and candles. Save 55% on all St. Nicholas Square trimmetry. Get an extra 20% off all sterling silver jewelry, already 55% off. Plus, senior citizens take an extra 15% off. Don't miss Kohl's biggest 50% off sale of the year. Kohl's. Expect great things.
Coming up on K2 News this morning, another cold commute.
See how people are coping with the wintry weather and if it's going to get worse.
Good morning. This is K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good Wednesday morning to you.
6 o'clock, everybody. Welcome. You said, is it going to get worse? Well, it is, but not this morning, we don't think. Let's check the drive to work and our forecast starting in the Storm Alert Weather Center with Julia.
Good morning, Carl and Helen. Yes, it is going to get worse, but today will be the lull before the next storm comes in. Let's look at Storm Alert Doppler radar and show you that we have a winter storm watch in effect for tonight through tomorrow. I think the best chance for freezing rain will be probably near the gorge or in the North Portland metro area. Out in the gorge, we will likely see snow starting in Hood River and heading towards the east. So do be forewarned, it will be a messy commute tomorrow morning as that freezing rain arrives. So today we'll start off right now what we're at, 30 degrees. By noon, 34, we reach a high of 38, and at 5 o'clock we drop back down to 36, so it does remain cold for much of the day today. Bundle up, but there should not be as much ice on the roadways this morning. Let's check in with Travis and see how the commute is going. Hi, Travis.
Good morning. Everything is looking great out there. Just a couple of minor spots with just a little bit of heavy traffic. Much better than we're used to seeing normally at this point in the morning, though. As we take a look, 205 southbound across the Oregon City Bridge, problem-free. It is all green. Take a look outside at that spot there, 99E, problem-free all the way past Highway 43, where we usually have a little bit of heavy traffic right now, but it is looking great at this time. We will have a complete Beat the Traffic update coming up in a couple of minutes.
Okay, Travis, thank you.
Well, we're certainly not expecting the kind of traffic tie-ups we had yesterday from all that cold weather, but that could come tomorrow.
Well, it's still very cold out there. If you're driving in your car with a heater, that's cool. I mean, you're all right there. But if you have to stand outside waiting for a bus or a MAX train, that's a different story. So at the Gateway Transit Center this morning, we have Colleen Nelson braving the cold with everybody.
Good morning, Carl and Helen. That's right. If you're outside braving the cold this morning, waiting for your bus or your MAX train, it's definitely chilly out here this morning. And when the breeze picks up, definitely you could feel it. Any exposed skin, like your face or neck, for example, you feel the cold. If you can see behind me, you can see that people are definitely bundled up for the weather as they're waiting to hitch a ride to work this morning on the MAX train. And we can tell you that MAX has been preparing for this cold weather with special systems that help heat up the overhead wires to keep them clear of ice and snow. In the meantime, people are definitely feeling the effects of the winter weather. Here's what a few of them had to say earlier this morning.
Well, TriMet's going to be here in about 3 minutes. So I stayed in my car just as long as I could.
I hunt a lot, so I'm used to the cold weather.
And again, so TriMet is ready for this cold weather, and they have special mechanics and maintenance workers who keep an eye on things out here, especially when the snow starts falling, when the ice starts packing on. No sign of ice really out here this morning. The pavement is pretty dry, but they also have special plows that come in and help clear the tracks of any ice and snow. And then some of the workers also come in and manually remove it themselves if the snow just becomes too packed. Reporting live at the Gateway Transit Center, Colleen Nelson, KATU News.
All right, Colleen, thank you very much. I want to encourage you to hop in the train there where it's a little bit warm. Well, the weather to our north is setting records and causing problems. November is traditionally the wettest month of the year in Seattle, and this year it is now the wettest November ever. Then came the snow after that, which has made the past few days a driving nightmare. Drivers abandoned hundreds of cars along the roadsides in the past couple of days, some by choice, others after accidents they couldn't get free from. More rain and snow forecasted into this morning, but it should be far above freezing there today.
One man is dead and another is in the hospital after getting lost in the woods near Mount Bachelor. 53-year-old Roger Rouse died, and his 29-year-old son Brian was taken by helicopter to a hospital in Bend. The snowmobilers had been lost since Sunday and were found in an area called the Bridge Creek Drainage.
New this morning, police are looking for suspects after a young man was shot at a South Salem neighborhood. Neighbors reported several shots fired just after 9 o'clock last night near Clark Creek Park. When police arrived, they found a gun in the street and broken glass. The shooting comes just hours after a murder in the Salem neighborhood.
I was pretty surprised to hear today that the police had called here and left a message that, there was a murder in our neighborhood and to look out for, possible suspect. And then 2 hours later, I'm standing on the porch and I hear gunshots.
A wounded man walked into the U.S. Market on 12th and Fairview. Minutes later, he's being interviewed, but there's no word on his condition right now. Police also say they're looking for a white car that fled the scene at a high speed.
And Salem police are still trying to figure out who killed an elderly woman in her home early yesterday morning in that same neighborhood. Florence Boatwright was 77 years old. Investigators found her dead at her home around 3:30 Tuesday morning. They questioned her husband, Joe. He was in the home when officers found Boatwright's body. He is not a suspect, though. A neighbor says the couple had a good relationship.
Schumacher Furs and Outerwear is leaving Portland after protesters gathered outside that shop nearly every Saturday for the past year. The Oregonian is reporting that officials at Mayor Tom Potter's office say that the store won't close until March, and that means there may still be time to mediate an agreement between the store and these protesters. However, a representative of the protesting group in defense of animals says Schumacher's plan to leave town shows that the protests worked.
Tomorrow, your cell phone number will be released to telemarketers. At least that's what the email says. KATU's Derek Skiba looked into the truth behind an email warning that may have already hit your inbox.
For some people, aloha, their cell phone is like an extra limb.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm lost without it.
Carrie Garrison uses hers 2 hours a day.
To do schoolwork and business and make meetings.
And yet, it's not often that telemarketers call a mobile number.
That would be very annoying.
But look at this, a widely circulated email warning that telemarketers will have access to your cell phone number in 2 days.
The email says the only way that you could prevent telemarketing calls from reaching your cell phone is to contact the Do Not Call registry.
I've seen those emails before. I didn't know if they were real or not.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation out on the internet.
Stephanie Soden with the Oregon Attorney General's office says part of the email is untrue. Cell phone numbers will not be given to telemarketers.
It's against federal rules by the FCC for a telemarketer to use a cell phone number to solicit business.
There is some truth to the email, however. There is a do not call list, and this is the right number. But the do not call list is generally meant for people with landlines, phone numbers that would be listed in the phone book. Cell phone users we spoke with appreciate their numbers not being listed, leaving them to focus on the conversations they want to have.
Yeah, man, just wait.
Derek Skiba, KATU News.
It is 6:07. Walmart has been shut down in the Portland area lately. And now another major metro area has gone even further. What it's doing to keep the retailer out at 6:10.
Plus, sales of organic food continue to rise. Next, how the industry's popularity could be making it tougher to satisfy its customers.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Next Jeopardy! Get ready to open up and say, ah!
An aesthetic you're grateful for on a visit to the dentist.
Sink your teeth into some serious answers and questions. Next Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7 on K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
From Paris to Bangkok to the Caribbean.
You're going to Jamaica.
Travel the world from the comfort of your own home. It's International Flavor Week on Wheel of Fortune.
Tonight at 7:30 on K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
I've gone undercover at the North Pole to try to find out why Saturn of Salem on Commercial Street sells so many vehicles. Santa says it's his favorite dealership because the attentive, courteous staff loves to bring people joy and smiles, just like Santa himself. Holiday time is the perfect time to treat a loved one to one of these beautiful new models. And there's no law against treating yourself, too. Is a considerate, respectful staff the key to their success? Saturn of Salem, your complete satisfaction.
Relax. Let the mind go. Let it go. Let it travel. Any place it wants to go. Fly. Fly away. No restrictions. No limitations. Fly.
Let yourself go. Really go. Choose any airline with no blackout dates. Just redeem online. It's more than just a card. It's the service of American Express.
Dex! Wow. Either it's raining in the pantry or you need a plumber. Okay. I've got 340 plumbers nearby.
Now.
27 are open 24/7.
Know how?
7 have 20 years experience.
Payment?
Edwards Pipe Repair takes checks.
What's the number?
555. No more wet.
Thanks, Dex.
I also know 87 hairdressers.
DexOnline.com. Find the business you need by location, hours of operation, and more. DexOnline.com. Dex knows.
This segment of K2 News brought to you in part by Chevrolet.
Welcome back, everybody. 6:09. Sales of organic foods are growing 20% every year, and organic farms are growing larger.
And that's raising the question, can mass-produced foods grown on factory farms still be organic? For instance, while many people think of organic milk as coming from cows that graze freely in green pastures, the USDA has no firm guidelines on pasture time or limits on the size of farms. Now, that can be a problem for businesses like Stonyfield Farms, who make $200 million worth of yogurt a year.
You would think organic milk is grass-fed milk, but very often it is not. And I think that's a problem. I think that represents a real betrayal of the original organic ideals.
But as the CEO of Stonyfield Farms Yogurt says that any organics is better than none, and he says, quote, organics isn't about producing food for the elite or rich, it's about changing the world.
In a big blow to Walmart and other big box stores, the San Diego City Council has banned certain retailers from expanding inside city limits. San Diego's new law prohibits stores larger than 90,000 square feet that sell groceries as part of their merchandise. Now, that would include most Walmart supercenters. Supporters say Walmart puts smaller competitors out of business, but opponents say the ban puts a limit on consumers' choice. The mayor promises to veto this bill, and it may end up before voters.
There is bad news for homeowners trying to sell and good news for buyers. New numbers show the average price of a home has fallen from $229,000 to $221,000. That's a decline of 3.5%, the biggest year-to-year drop on record. Because prices are dropping, the National Association of Realtors says sales went up 0.5% last month. Some experts say prices will get lower before they rebound.
6:11 is our time now. Imagine completely furnishing your home for nothing, for free. Coming up at 6:20 this morning, meet one woman who's doing that, and we're going to show you how you can do it too.
Plus, we're going to have a look at the cold, cold weather coming up.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
When's it gonna start? They'll be here any minute.
It's that time of year again, when you'll find exceptional values on your favorite Lexus vehicles. See your Northern California Lexus dealer.
Does it seem like it's always raining in your world? Depression can do that. When it washes away all your joy and energy, depression can make your days feel dark and gray. You have options. You may find that an investigational research study offered by Summit Research Network might provide help with your depression. If you qualify, all research-related care and study drug or placebo will be provided at no cost to you. It may be time to come in from the rain. Call Summit Research Network at 503-228-CARE.
At Baja Fresh, we use only freshly grated cheese. Guacamole made fresh all day. Fresh meat grilled over an open flame. It's the only way to make food this good. Introducing new Baja Samplers. Now it's even easier to experience Baja freshness. Try one of 3 new Baja Samplers, starting at just $4.99. No compromises, more choices. Only at Baja Fresh.
The new model year is off to a hot start during the Dodge Premier event. The all-new Nitro is pumping adrenaline alongside the fuel-efficient new Dodge Caliber. They join Dodge Magnum and Charger, both with available electronic stability program. And Grand Caravan with stow-and-go seating and storage.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months or cash allowances of $5,500 on 06 Grand Caravan.
Check out Grand Caravan and all of our bold lineup during the Dodge Premier event. Have we met?
From producer Jerry Bruckheimer and director Tony Scott comes a hugely entertaining suspense thriller, Denzel Washington.
What if you had to tell someone the most important thing in the world, but you knew they'd never believe you?
I tried. Deja Vu, rated PG-13, now playing.
Tonight, 2 partners.
I've done something terrible.
Whose futures depend on each other's survival.
It's over.
Wednesday's #1 new hit.
How did they find me?
All new Daybreak, tonight at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
K2's Beat the Traffic is brought to you by Town and Country Dealerships. Drive home happy.
Good morning. Traffic looking much better than usual this morning. We just have one heavy spot to tell you about. And as we take a look at Beat the Traffic, you can see southbound I-5 is red where it usually is from SR 500 to Delta Park. And as we take a look outside of Delta Park, Yep, it is indeed pretty slow out there, but nothing outside of the ordinary. Everything else much better than normal this morning. You'll see just a little bit of heavy traffic there, just a touch of heavy traffic getting through the Vista Ridge Tunnel. On the left-hand side of your screen right there, that is heading towards downtown Portland. Just a little bit slow, but still moving much better than normal. Only a couple-minute delay there on the Sunset Highway. And on the Banfield, it is green almost the entire way in, about a 5 to 7 minute commute. A terrific commute. You can see traffic moving very well there at 28th. Much better than normal, as usually it is loaded up all the way in from 205 by this time. So traffic is moving very well. No accidents this morning. And checking out Julia's weather forecast. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Travis. Not nearly as much ice out there this morning as there was yesterday morning, but still there are some patchy areas where you may slip and slide a little bit. So watch out. I think tomorrow morning is going to be the morning of the week, so to speak, as it will be very icy. We're expecting freezing rain. But if you think it's cold here, try moving to Colorado. The National Weather Service there says 2 feet of snow have fallen, and the roads there are treacherous at the moment. The total could reach 3 feet by the end of the storm, which will likely be followed by bitter cold temperatures. It usually isn't a problem, but ski events there have been canceled because of all the snow. For us, what we are looking at is a winter storm watch in effect. Right now, we have that offshore flow, so today overall should be a very nice day, but you can see the rain already trying to move into the tip of the Olympic Peninsula there. That will gradually head our way tonight, and this is the system on the big picture. As it comes inland, it's going to be running into some very cold air. It's cold this morning. It will remain cold throughout the day. That east flow through the gorge really contributing to that cold air, and once this rain begins to move inland, that's when we're going to see a problem. The warm front is expected to arrive tonight between 10 and probably 10 p.m. and midnight, so that's when we have the best chance of starting to see some freezing rain of some sort, and it may last throughout much of the early morning hours. So accumulation at this point, it just depends on how cold we are. If we can warm up temperatures a little bit today, we're in good shape, but if it stays cold, we will see a rather severe or at least a moderate freezing rate event. At the moment, it's 30 in Portland, 30 in Vancouver, 28 in Aurora. The forecast for this afternoon is calling for increasing clouds, but overall some sunshine today. It should be a pretty pleasant day, but on the cold side, and of course with any slight breeze, it knocks the wind chill factor down into the 20s or the teens, so keep that in mind. Not expecting any rainfall tonight is what we are watching very closely in the Storm Alert Weather Center. Freezing rain arrives between 10 and 12 a.m. The North Portland area and the Western Gorge have the best chance of seeing the most freezing rain. However, even in the South Valley, we could see some of it. It will cause a messy morning commute tomorrow. Now, if the temperature does manage to rise above freezing in the 33 to 35 degree range, then we're out of the woods. We should be okay and not see a whole lot of freezing rain. But at this point, it is looking like we will at least see some. Today, we're looking at partly cloudy skies across the beaches. Should be a nice day there. Same story here in the valley, but there is that winter storm watch in effect for all of the Willamette Valley and in the Cascade foothills as well as in the gorge. The gorge will definitely see snow overnight deeper into the gorge near Hood River and the Dalles. We should reach 38 in Vancouver today, 35 in Salem, and 34 in Eugene. Up in the mountains, a very pretty day. Should be a great day to hit the slopes. It will be on the cold side, however, with government camp getting up to 25, 20 at Timberline Lodge. We're looking for partly cloudy skies in Central Oregon with 27 in Redmond, 28 degrees in Madras. East side of Oregon should be pleasant as well with partly cloudy skies there and 24 degrees in Burns and Baker City. So as you can see, it is going to be on the cold side, and temperatures overnight will be in the teens. It's the same story for the Columbia Basin. I am expecting snow in the Dalles overnight tonight and in Hood River. Freezing rain likely this evening in both Stevenson and in Troutdale. East winds today between 5 and 15 miles per hour. So here's the forecast for the Portland metro area this morning. We start off at 26 degrees, so grab a jacket, scarf, gloves, hat. You're going to need it. It's very chilly. Then this afternoon, partly cloudy, sunshine. We reach a high of 38 degrees, but as the evening approaches, we will see increasing clouds and that freezing rain develop probably around midnight or so, and then accumulation lasting throughout much of the early morning hours. So if your commute tomorrow does force you to be in town, take preparations today. You might want to put the chains on tonight before the storm actually hits, you know, if you really do need to commute. Otherwise, it may be one of those situations where a lot of places will be closed tomorrow. I imagine a lot of school closings tomorrow morning. So watch, of course, here at KATU. We'll keep you posted and let you know exactly what's happening with the weather.
All right, thank you, Julia.
Well, if one man's trash is another man's treasure, that is proving to be true on a popular website.
I love these kind of stories. KATU's John Capel shows us where we can find just about everything, even stuff to furnish a whole house for free.
Michelle is moving.
Oh, I love it.
Into her new, very empty home. It's empty, but it's nice.
She's getting a divorce, starting over. But buying her new home took all her cash, leaving nothing left over to furnish it for her and her kids. And she needs everything.
A table and a bed and a couch and a TV.
Michelle is already a dedicated Craigslist user. That's the rapidly growing website that offers free local for sale ads for just about everything. But there is a relatively new twist to it. Lots of people offering lots and lots of free stuff. So Michelle sat down and took up our challenge. In just 2 weeks, find as much as she can to furnish her empty place on Craigslist, all for free.
Everything? Yeah, everything.
We often need a break, and through our site, people often give each other a break.
Craigslist founder Craig Newmark is amazed and gratified that the free stuff page is the fastest growing part of Craigslist. Through this old Victorian house, the Craigslist headquarters in San Francisco, more than 15 million people hit the site a month. More than 1 million of them headed for local free stuff lists.
People generally are very good to each other. People generally believe in this thing where you treat other people like you want to be treated.
I'll lift it up high. Michelle is going gangbusters, starting out by scoring an entertainment center and very nice coffee tables for free.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. And meeting a lot of people very happy to give along the way.
It's great, especially this time of the year. Christmas, you know, other people need some help. I've been there too, so just pass it along.
Before long, Michelle's empty place is starting to look like home. She adds a leather couch, washer and dryer, kitchen table, microwave, toaster, bar stool, cat tree, a barbecue, bathroom accessories, even a goldfish. She's thinking about calling him Freebie. So what would it have cost Michelle to set up a home like this if she had to buy everything instead of get it for free? Well, let's take a look. A quick tally of the major items we actually found for sale used on Craigslist would have easily cost Michelle $475. To buy them new, based on the ads in the Sunday paper, Michelle would have spent $2,050. Michelle got it all free.
It's first come, first serve, so you have to be able to get there.
A few other tips to make the free list work for you. Keep close watch on the free stuff page. The site is updated every 10 minutes, and the best stuff goes fast. Make sure you pick up whatever you say you're going to pick up. And remember to say thanks.
Thank you. There's a lot of people you can tell it just makes them feel good that they can give it to somebody.
John Capel, KATU News.
Is that something?
Yeah, and all you need is a computer, access to the internet, and then a way to make sure you can haul all those freebies back home.
Well, go to KATU.com to see what else is up for free right now. We've set up a direct link to the local Craigslist free page.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
6:22 is our time this morning. You know, they helped bring a man to justice for beating a bus driver. At 6:34, how employees at a local restaurant were able to identify the suspect and how they were rewarded.
Let's get it started.
Wow. The new Movin' 107.5 makes you feel good.
Your 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas.
That's only $5 each, right?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Honey, the Pizza Hut kid made a mistake again. I got 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas for the same price as those other guys.
Yeah. It's no mistake. Pay just $5 each for 3 medium one-topping hand-tossed Pizza Hut pizzas. Want to get 3 for $5? Go for the good stuff.
Give a holiday card everyone in the family will love. Pick up the Pizza Hut card today.
I'm Collier Young from Gresham Toyota. I'm not a professional actor. I'm just a regular guy who gets nervous and uncomfortable in front of a camera. So if car shopping makes you nervous and uncomfortable, I've got good news. It's okay if you're just looking. No pressure, no problem. We're responsible to exceed your expectations. It's Gresham Toyota's promise, and it's my commitment to you. So call, click, or come by and see the difference at Gresham Toyota.
Get to Kohl's 50% off sale this Tuesday and Wednesday only. It's our biggest 50% off sale of the year. Get 50% off family sweaters and fleece tops and family outerwear. Take 50% off family boots, all Barbie, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and Tonka toys, and frames and candles. Save 55% on all St. Nicholas Square trimmetry. Get an extra 20% off all sterling silver jewelry, already 55% off. Plus, senior citizens take an extra 15% off. Don't miss Kohl's biggest 50% off sale of the year. Kohl's. Expect great things.
The new model year is off to an exciting start at the Chrysler Premier event. See the debut of our first SUV, the new Chrysler Aspen, and the all-new Sebring sedan. They join the new, more powerful Pacifica, the award-winning Chrysler 300 with available all-wheel drive, and the Town & Country with stow-and-go seating.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months or cash allowances of $5,500 on 06 Town & Country.
See Town & Country and the rest of our new lineup at the Chrysler Premier event.
This is what it sounds like. This is how we do it. S-O-S-B.
Now you don't want to do G, bust the move.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot?
Make your move to the new Move-In 107.5.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome back. It is 6:25 in business news this morning. Wall Street continues its recent struggle, but at least one expert says things are looking up.
Here with that and more, ABC's Hari Srinivasan.
Good morning. Here's this morning's Money Scope report. Wall Street will be looking for direction today after a mixed session. The Dow added 14 points after Monday's big sell-off. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke offered an upbeat assessment of the slowing U.S. economy, but cautioned that inflation is still a concern. There was also some concern after a report showed durable goods had their biggest monthly drop in more than 6 years. Existing home sales helped balance the negative reports after posting the first gain in 8 months, but median prices had the biggest year-over-year drop on record. Meanwhile, former Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan thinks the worst of the housing adjustment is over. He said sales figures appear to have stabilized, although prices are not done falling. More than 2,000 salespeople who work for Pfizer are losing their jobs. The drug maker says it's trying to cut costs by eliminating 20% of the sales force. Pfizer has been struggling financially since losing numerous patents, including one on Zoloft, the blockbuster drug used to treat depression. San Diego is taking aim at Walmart. The city council there voted to ban giant retail stores, saying they put smaller competitors out of business and pay workers poorly. But San Diego's mayor says he'll veto that bill. A similar measure failed in Chicago 2 months ago. Cars made by Honda and Acura have the best resale value, according to the latest Kelley Blue Book list. They're expected to retain 56% of their original retail price in 5 years. Volkswagen was ranked second, and BMW, the longtime leader on the list, was third. Coming up on Good Morning America, an exclusive report on the country's most violent video games. Their after effects could have long-term consequences for some children. That's only on GMA. And that is this morning's Money Scope report. I'm Hari Srinivasan.
If you have a history of smoking and breathing problems, it could be COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Discover Spiriva, the only once-daily inhaled maintenance prescription treatment for COPD. Spiriva keeps airways open to help you breathe better for a full 24 hours. And it's not a steroid. Spiriva does not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor about your medicines, including eye drops and illnesses like glaucoma, urinary, and prostate problems. These may worsen with Spiriva. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Others include constipation and problems passing urine. If you have vision changes or eye pain, your breathing suddenly worsens, you get hives, or your throat or tongue swells, stop taking Spiriva and contact your doctor. Spiriva is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. So make a habit of breathing better with Spiriva.
Cool.
Nice, hon.
It's a new style called retro. What's retro?
I don't know.
GE pre-lit tree with big colorful lights, just $199.99. Kmart, where Christmas comes together.
Wow, Jane looks fantastic.
Hi, guys. Coffee? Yes. And this and this. You look amazing. What have you been doing? Eating breakfast. Really? Yeah, the Special K breakfast. Full of Special K red berries, fruit, and coffee. It's less than 250 calories for all this. It's no secret. Research shows women who eat breakfast like the Special K breakfast way less. All the same. Yeah, we should. And take back breakfast today with the Special K breakfast.
Cool.
Nice, hon.
It's a new style called retro. What's retro?
I don't know.
GE pre-lit tree with big colorful lights, just $199.99. Kmart, where Christmas comes together.
It would have gone through my car and right through my room and kept going.
Coming up on KATU News this morning, a bus driver managed to get her rig under control after it slid down an icy hill.
Hear what the witness has to say about her close call.
Good morning. This is K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good morning, everybody.
Thanks so much for joining us. We've got lots to get to this morning. We're going to tell you about your commute and also about the weather. So let's first start with Julia in the Weather Center.
Well,
Julia?
good morning, everyone. Much colder this morning, however, not as slick out there. Little patches of ice here and there. The big story, though, is the cold temperatures this morning. And, of course, with this cold air, rain is coming, and that does not bode well for us this evening. There is a winter storm watch in effect through tonight for freezing rain, snow in the gorge. Forecast for the day, we should reach a high of about 38 degrees. By 5 o'clock, we will be down to 36. The rain is forecast to move in tonight around midnight or so, between 10 p.m. and midnight. So that leaves a chance of freezing rain for us. Tomorrow morning's commute may be a messy one. We'll have details a little later on, but let's check on this morning's commute and go to Travis.
Good morning. So far, we're accident-free and problem-free out on our roadways this morning. You can see just a little bit of yellow on I-84 if you're heading into town, also on the Sunset Highway. If you're heading across the Interstate Bridge, though, routine delays from SR 500 to Delta Park. And as we look outside, you'll see there it is, your routine slowing. Everything else much better than normal, though, at this point. We'll take a complete look at the traffic coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Travis.
Well, the cold weather that more or less spared the Portland metro area, it hit the gorge hard.
And icy roads in Hood River caused an accident involving a school bus. It happened in Hood River Tuesday, where 13th Street Hill meets Oak Street. Now, you can see how the bus landed nose first in the snow. It was headed to May Street Elementary when, despite chains, the icy road took control, sending the bus toward a motel. Even while out of control, the driver managed to maneuver just enough to avoid a real disaster.
And I just happened to look up and saw this Leviathan bearing down on me, and it just scared the wee out of me, no doubt.
She put her bus right through two signs without hitting them, and I think that got the bus slowed down enough to where when she went over the embankment, it was just kind of a gentle fall off the embankment.
The 6 kids inside were not hurt. As for the bus, it's likely totaled, and rescuers say it could have continued down the hill if the driver had not steered so well. 10 more feet, and they think the bus would have rolled.
State police blame the winter-like conditions for some of the deadly accidents over the holiday weekend. 7 people were killed in 6 separate crashes on Oregon roads. Troopers also made 59 drunk driving arrests over the extended holiday weekend. That's a 31% increase over the same period last year. They also handed out 900 speeding tickets. We expect Washington's statistics later this week.
Getting around in downtown Portland is going to get a bit easier. Starting this week, construction crews are taking a break to make shopping and driving a little easier in the heart of the city. Some critical street work will continue, but most of the construction activity will be suspended through the end of the year.
A submarine crewman from Oregon plans to plead guilty in connection with an espionage case. Third-class Petty Officer Ariel Weinman of Salem is accused of stealing a Navy laptop computer and trying to give it to a foreign government. Weinman was stationed aboard the USS Albuquerque and had access to classified weapons system information. His attorney now says that Weinman will plead guilty next week to some of the 6 charges against him. An espionage conviction could bring a sentence of life in prison.
Unfortunately, right before the holidays, the town of Centralia, Washington has lost a lot of jobs. TransAlta Corporation announced it is closing its coal mine in Centralia, putting 600 employees out of work. TransAlta will immediately stop extracting coal from the mine. Company officials say the mine has been deteriorating and is no longer economical to operate. TransAlta is the largest employer in Lewis County.
In Canby, a police officer discovered stolen mail and arrested 2 men during a traffic stop, but that's not all he found. The officer stopped a car on Knightsbridge Road after 4 yesterday morning. The driver, Calvin Sanders, had a .22 caliber rifle in the back seat. The officer then found mail stolen from Clackamas County and also meth. Sanders and his passenger, Eric Cook, are each charged with 14 counts of mail theft. And the flu has officially arrived in Oregon. The state's first confirmed case this season has been reported in a 34-year-old man from Washington County. Health officials expect more cases in the coming weeks. If you don't have a flu shot already, it's not too late. Oregon has received most of its supply of the vaccine, and flu shot clinics are still being scheduled. Washington has yet to see its first flu case of the season.
Employees at a local pizza place got a nice surprise from police. Commander Donna Henderson delivered certificates of appreciation and a check for $250 after 3 employees helped catch a man accused of beating a bus driver. The employees called police last summer after recognizing a co-worker in this surveillance video. That co-worker, 20-year-old James Floyd, was later sentenced to 3 months in jail and 3 years probation.
We're at 6:35 this morning. They're going in different directions for college football, but now we know where the Ducks and Beavers will be going for their bowl games. You can find out here at 6:49.
Plus, the Seattle area got all the snow and ice we were expecting here. Next, see how this effort to help a woman free her car, see how it ended.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
It's Key Home Furnishings' biggest sale of the year. You will save on everything store-wide with incredible 7 to 70% off. And it keeps getting better with over $1 million of quality home furnishings in stock and ready for immediate delivery. It's Key Home Furnishings' biggest sale of the year. Don't miss this sale.
Survivor tip number 6. How to survive the return of the in-laws. Remain calm, create a diversion, induce food coma.
Then escape to your Northwest Ford stores to get 0% for 60 plus $1,000 cash or up to $5,500 cash back. For 10 days only, your Northwest Ford stores will make your first payment of up to $500.
And remember, remain calm with the Survivor tip of the year. Only during the Thanksgiving sales event at your Northwest Ford stores.
So do you have friends in New York?
Yeah?
What home phone service do you use?
US and Canada.
Not to keep my phone number.
And we only pay $33 a month for the whole year.
Oh, I can call Canada as much as I want.
Can you say Comcastic in Canadian?
It's Comcastic, eh?
It's time to feel free with new Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or feel free to choose cash back.
I'm free.
Then feel free to change back again.
In the old town.
Without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Whether you're furnishing one item, a complete room, or your entire home, now is the time to save during Key Home Furnishings' biggest sale of the year. With 7 to 70% off, immediate delivery available, this is an incredible sale. Key Home Furnishings' biggest sale of the year. Don't miss this sale.
Closed captioning for K2 News is made possible by the generous support of Pacific Power. K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
They're the biggest names in NASCAR, and this morning, rev up for a big GMA event. They've already raced their way to NASCAR's top 10 slots. So, where are they going to celebrate? Right here, live in Times Square, and only on Good Morning America. A high-octane event you can't miss.
This segment of K2 News brought to you in part by American Family Insurance.
In Federal Way, Washington, Little Hills proved to be a big problem for folks who aren't used to driving around in the snow. Several Good Samaritans pushed this driver free, but she kept her tires locked and just slid farther down the hill and into the back of a truck. Now, you'll see how frustrated she gets as she's almost in tears, and who can blame her? She just sits there and then waits for the tow truck. And yes, we have all been there.
You know what she's thinking? She says, I should have listened to the TV reporter who said, if you don't have to drive, don't, right?
I don't know if she's thinking that. I think what she's thinking we couldn't say.
Okay.
All right,
you think so?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Let's check in. Beat the traffic now with Travis Demers.
Good morning. We're starting to see some heavy traffic build up. It's been heavy on I-5 right now for a little while, but now it's very slow. Southbound, your routine delays from SR 500 to Delta Park, and outside you can see it is very slow out there on your way in, but nothing outside of the ordinary. On I-84 this morning, a little heavy at both ends of the Banfield on your way in. There is a little bit of a breakup in between. You can see when you first cross over the I-205 interchange, it is slow. There is a bit of a breakup there at 53rd, but then it does slow down again from 28th all the way in to the I-5 interchange. So expect some delays there, but not as much as normal. And on the west side of town, a little bit of a heavy traffic spot from Jefferson Street to the Vista Ridge Tunnel, mainly in the left lane, though, as you're approaching I-405. You can see the center and right lanes are moving just fine. No accidents this morning and no stalls as well. So a pretty good start to our Wednesday morning commute. Just heavy traffic coming in from Vancouver. Let's look at our Beat the Traffic. Julia has our weather forecast. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Travis. Thank you. It does look like we may see some icy spots this morning, but not nearly as much as yesterday morning. What we're watching now is the storm that's coming in this evening. There is a winter storm watch in effect for tonight through tomorrow. Freezing rain is expected, so tomorrow morning's commute may be one of the messiest we've seen so far this season. As we look at the latest satellite picture, you can see this is what we're watching. What's highlighted there in the spotlight, that is a warm front expected to come through this evening. For today, though, we have that offshore flow, which is bringing in the cold air. So once the rain starts moving over the top of that cold air, freezing rain is possible. After 10 o'clock tonight, the gorge, I think we'll see, especially the deeper parts of the gorge, we'll mostly see snow. But the west side of the gorge and the northern Willamette Valley, those are the areas that have the best chance of seeing some freezing rain. So at 11 o'clock tonight, I'm expecting precipitation to arrive. It should turn to rain, just normal warm rain, by tomorrow morning, probably around 10 to noon, and then we start to taper off the moisture. So it's a short-lived event, folks, but it is going to be there, and it will definitely bring us probably some treacherous situations tomorrow. So what we're looking at is a warm front initially first, and then the cold front should move through. So it will be a wet evening. Of course, ice accumulation anywhere from maybe just a slight glistening glow on the streets, just that thin layer of ice, all the way up to maybe even a quarter of an inch or so. But right now this morning, cold, 26 degrees, partly cloudy skies. This afternoon we reach a high of 38 with the clouds just starting to increase, and then tonight we drop down to 31 degrees with freezing rain rather likely. It's really a timing issue. Will the rain arrive when the cold air is still here? I think that's going to happen. That's what all the indicators are pointing at this point. So do expect your commute tomorrow to be messy. I'm sure there will be school closures. Some people may even cancel work, so it's short-lived, thank goodness, but it'll definitely be a pretty significant event.
So what you're saying is we'll see everybody here tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Julia. It is 6:41, and as Julia mentioned, it's a cold morning out there. Next, how all that cold air is going to affect the morning drive this morning.
But first, an early look at the trading on Wall Street. We'll check the Davidson 99 Regional Index of Northwest stocks this morning, up 35 cents so far. Here's the rest of our early trading on Wall Street, and we are back in just a couple seconds.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
D.A. Davidson and Company, financial advice for the long run.
D.A. Davidson, financial advice you can trust.